Declan looked over at the beautiful woman who may or may not be carrying his child, the one who was living in her truck, the one who needed a job and insurance and said she'd quit her last job because of him. I'm not sure I can handle any more revelations tonight. Mel dropped her eyes and traced the pattern of the couch material with her nail. This guy hired me as his receptionist, except there were no customers. I played solitaire for weeks on end. He rarely came to the office. When he did, it was a huge whirlwind, and then he was gone. What kind of company? A land company. He said he was a broker. He was fixated on this corner of South Dakota and Wyoming. He's trying to find as much land around here as he can. The only real work I did for him was to scan the real estate listings for this area once a day. Why does he want land? The Hollisters or Marshalls own almost everything around here. He never said, but I overheard a phone call on one of his rare days in the office. He was apologizing and assuring someone he'd be able to get more land. 2 weeks later, he asked if I'd do some legwork for him. He sent me to Hollister to dig up any information I could on Declan Howard and Phil Granger. Declan closed his eyes. Okay. Great. Perfect. Was the hookup paid for? Mel's head reared back as if she'd been struck. No, I'm not a whore. She shook her head. That wasn't fair. Declan leaned forward and swung his empty beer bottle from his fingers. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can understand why I questioned it. Mel nodded. I slept with you because I liked you. I came back because I liked you. I told him that you owned the bar, which you did. I told him it didn't appear like you or Phil Granger were interested in selling. How did you know about Phil? One lunch at the diner and a conversation with Edna. Mel chuckled. I don't think I could have talked to a more informed individual, although I suspect she's a little crazy. She thinks UFOs are real. Declan snorted. I may or may not have contributed to that paranoia. That sounds like a story I'd like to hear someday. Mel yawned. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah, I think we both should get some sleep. Not that he'd be able to, but she looked tired. You can sleep with me or here on the couch. Your choice. Mel looked up at him when he stood. I'm not in the mood for sex. Declan barked out a laugh. God, Mel, I never thought I'd say it, but neither am I. Come on, the bed is more comfortable than the couch. I could sleep in the truck. It's not bad. No, that's not an option. He held out his hand to her. There was no way he would sleep, but at least he could make sure she was safe. Sleeping in her truck? Yeah, that wasn't going to happen again. Not if he could prevent it. Even with his mind churning like a sandstorm tearing up the Gobi Desert, he wouldn't let a pregnant woman sleep in a truck. A pregnant woman who may be carrying his child? That was a line in the sand he wouldn't let her cross. She took his hand, and they went into the bedroom. He felt out of his element in his own freaking bedroom, which had never happened before. I have a T-shirt if you want to use it as pajamas. He grabbed one from the drawer and handed it to her. Thanks, she murmured, and glanced at the bathroom. I'll be right back.